Hey, welcome back to Innovate Africa. Now, impact, is the theme of this particular show, innovation that leads to impact. But the big question is, what does impact actually entail? I mean, we normally think about businesses who deliver services, and all of a sudden people can eat. All of a sudden, people are on bicycles and they can get from A to B. How often do we talk about education? How often do we talk about networking? How often do we talk about actually taking the sphere of our very own knowledge and expanding that to actually empower ourselves and the communities around us? Well, you can answer that question for yourself. But today I've invited Sandra Buckingham, who's one of the senior managers in charge of marketing and all sorts of other things at Innovation City in Cape Town. Sandra, what a pleasure having you on the show. Great to have you here.
Great to be here, Kino. Thank you.
So let's do the Innovation City plug. I mean, I happen to be one of the co-founders as well.
Yes, you are.
And so I've got to put that up front. I am one of the co-founders. But Sandra, you work in the business. I'm more out of the business. So talk to me a little bit about Innovation City, just from your perspective. None of that marketing spiel.
It's kind of hard to say that to a marketer.
True story.
Innovation City, I mean, you talked about impact. Innovation City strives to actually have a very big impact on a particularly niche industry, which is obviously digital and tech first companies.
Yeah.
We try to build the tech ecosystem around Cape Town and hopefully South Africa as well. So what we do, and we do this through membership, which actually entails people, companies being in the house, and they get to connect. And also we do this through premium events where we actually do often really fun stuff, to try and get startups and scale-ups and SMEs and companies in South Africa to grow, to get funding, to connect, like you said, networking, to learn stuff. So yeah, Innovation City is a great hub, but most of all, Innovation City is a vibe.
And that's the thing, right? It is a bit of a vibe, which is why I've asked Sandra just to give you a little bit of the backdrop. But the reason we're here is to talk about something that Sandra herself put together. There's a team that works around it, but she was the brains behind it. I think it's important for her to own the fact that she's the brains behind it. And it's called Digital Mastery. And it's got to do with everything that I spoke about at the beginning: educating, networking, improving oneself. But when you say digital mastery, let's first talk about digital. What does digital entail? Does it entail AI? Does it, what exactly are the parameters, if you like?
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, obviously digital is anything that is, built by tech, used by, using tech for business, for moving ahead, for education, for all kinds of stuff. So it's basically, tech-based, right? And I think everyone in the world is probably digital. Well, I hope so anyway. It's a really big thing. Everyone's having some. So digital mastery in particular is about mastering digital skills in marketing, and particularly digital marketing, because digital marketing is actually quite a new thing. It's not something that, original traditional marketing alleyways or education actually covered. That was obviously run by advertising agencies in the past. But digital marketing sort of gave way for the ability to be smaller niche agencies that actually just focused on certain things that they were very expert at. Ads or, influencers, managing influencers, community management,
Right.
SEO, and now, of course, AI. Everyone is, some kind of expert in AI because AI is actually quite pertinent in the digital marketing space. And so, yeah, that's what it's about, basically.
So I think my take on marketing. Generally,
Yes.
my take on marketing is
Sadly.
that a lot of it is just BS, right? Not because of marketing itself, but I think it's because of the way marketers, generally speaking, as I'm generalizing here, have gone about, at least, sort of peddling their goods. Every time you see a marketer approach you, you're going, oh, they're trying to sell me something. And for me, the company that got it right was Southwest Airlines. Southwest Airlines brilliant business, used to be headed by Herb Keller, and their marketing, even their onboarding of people, was all centered around, number one, authenticity, right? And story. And I am sometimes tempted to say, take PR departments, take marketing departments, right? And implode them, give them new skills, or let them build on their current skills, and let's create storytelling departments where you take the good work that the business is doing, which might be, for example, through enabling other people, and then tell those authentic stories.
Yeah.
Because I think people are sick and tired of seeing, for example, a burger, not that I eat those anymore, on a billboard. And then you go, okay, when I get to the place, I won't mention it. It's like a tenth of the size and it's filled with oil. And that's kind of, and it's long-winded, but I just needed to get the point across. What's your take on that?
Well, I mean, so there are so many brands out there these days that are doing very cool, authentic stuff. I think authenticity is a very, very big thing, and key is good storytelling. Good storytelling actually grows a business properly. And funny enough, not everyone is a great storyteller, but you can be if you have a really great brand ethos, and a great team. That's what it sort of builds on. And people do try to do these, meet the teams or whatever, because people want to see people behind them. But actually, it's what the team says, behind closed doors about their jobs, about their brand, that actually matters. And if that comes across in any way, then that's great. So one of the segments at Digital Mastery is called the Challenger Brand Playbook, and it's going to be presented by, they're based in Cape Town at Innovation City, but they're actually a UK-based company and deal with challenger brands like Liquid Death. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. It's such a cool, it's a can of water, but the way that they have taken this brand, it's just so, so cool. Look it up. And yeah, so I mean, it excites me that not only now in the advertising space, which would have had the budget for that billboard of that really nice looking juicy burger, now we can actually, the use of digital, the use of AI and stuff, make really, really great content without having to pay a load of money. So.
No, exactly. One of the other things, and I think it was such a wake-up call for me. One of my friends runs a business, said he was looking for a video editor, but he wants a video editor that can create a digital twin so that that digital twin can be used over and over and over again.
Re-rendering, yeah.
Re-rendering it, and then without having to pay a human 25 times to do the same thing. And you know what? You can't find those skills at universities. Not that I know of, at least, not yet. But there are people doing it. And the wonderful thing about networking, right, is that you go to things like Digital Mastery and you meet people who are actually tinkering with these things.
Yeah.
So when we talk about impact and innovation, for me, the impact, and I'd love to get your thoughts on this, is the ability to bring younger people into the fold.
Yeah.
To introduce them to the really cool stuff that you're doing, right? And encouraging them to spend time with you, internships, those sort of things.
Yeah.
And getting them to grow.
Absolutely. And the thing is, what's great about Digital Mastery is that, it was created because of a need, actually. You thought, oh, another marketing conference, actually, no, because most of the marketing conferences are for corporate CMOs and marketing departments and government, people who obviously make the big decisions, the big money and the big whatever. And meanwhile, like during COVID, a lot of little agencies and freelance marketers sort of popped up everywhere doing stuff from home or, at lovely working spaces like Innovation City, and where are they going to go? They're not going to pay $5,000 to come to a conference. And what about that young graduate from Red and Yellow or AAA or, UCT, how are they going to upskill themselves, especially with the advancement of Nano Banana and all the cool stuff that is coming out like at the rate of knots, how are they going to upskill themselves? They have to just keep on Googling, or just keep on like asking chat or they can come to something like Digital Mastery and afford it and, bring maybe you want to bring your team or whatever, and you can come and actually learn about stuff, all the coolest trends that are happening this year from experts that have been doing it for many years. And yeah, I'm very proud of it.
And the other thing, and this goes beyond marketing, those skills don't only sit in the marketing realm. Once you're able to use it in, let's say, marketing, how you can apply that within your own business, throughout your own business, we're using
Absolutely.
simple communications externally when you're trying to do a pitch, um, getting, I mean, even if I think about communities, right, that are struggling and we're trying to uplift those communities, how do you get them on board? You don't use political speak or, university speak. You engage them through story and possibility.
Mhm.
So this goes way beyond marketing. While digital mastery is focuses on marketing, what I'm really keen on is what the skills that you learn and the people that you meet enables you to do further down the line as well.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, we've had wonderful testimonials from people who actually, they come back every year. And just so you know that it's actually sold out every year, even in the first year that we ran it. And that was a big surprise, a pleasant surprise. But it's because there is a sense of camaraderie, around this thing. South Africans learning new skills and actually getting to know each other and talking with their peers, about the advancements that we have access to, or solving African-based problems, through whether it's marketing or not, it doesn't actually matter. Like you mentioned, even if you have a small business that has nothing to do with marketing, but you need the marketing component,
Yeah.
you're also going to be blown away at digital mastery. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Listen, I think most people, or I'd say tons of people, have access to the internet.
Yeah.
Not necessarily through a big fancy computer, a lot of them through feature phones, smartphones. And even there, the opportunity in the e-commerce space, whether you're buying and selling stuff and just peddling it on Yaga,
Mm-hmm.
whether you decided to go the Amazon route. I know Amazon, for example, just having spoken to Robert, the MD for Sub-Saharan Africa at Amazon, they championing new creators to actually join
Exactly.
their platform so they can
What do you
scale.
create? It all goes back to our conversation about, storytelling and creation. Yeah, okay, you can have a couple of good ideas or whatever, but it's actually when you look at what other people are doing and then sort of use the good parts and then
Yeah.
build your own sort of brand out of it. That's actually the great thing. And the most wonderful thing is that you can do it yourself and you don't have to pay
Exactly.
an advertising agency. I mean, it'd be nice, but you don't have to pay an advertising agency millions and millions of brands to do that for you. So yeah, it's exciting.
Do you think marketing and marketers will be replaced by artificial intelligence?
So this is a very good question because I think that at the back of every digital marketer's mind is just a wonder, because look, now all of a sudden you have, agents that can do community management for you. You no longer have to do this, processes, processing invoices, making videos. You have Canva very easily making stuff. You can do, ChatGPT writes content for you, or Gemini, whatever you use, Grok. So all of this stuff is actually made production much faster, which is fantastic. But at the back of our minds is always like, are we actually going to be overtaken one day? Is, um, Helen, the AI, going to be a better marketer than I? Will she come up with better ideas? I personally think not, because I think that the best storytellers are human beings. I think we invented storytelling, and I think that there's nothing like that can take that away from us. But very interestingly, at Digital Mastery, there's a panel speaking just about this, and there's experts on there talking about, where is the future going? Where are we going to fit into this AI future that is like expanding at the rate of knots? So yeah.
The most successful AI systems are human computer systems. And I think if you just put it into context, computers, computational statistics, that's what makes AI work. You need an annotated database, generally speaking, that is, well, I said annotated because if it's not annotated, it's not going to know what it's doing. The one thing it can't do right now is understand nuance, human nuance, read the mood and the tone of a room. Although Per Lagerstrom, who we spoke to in our last show, would argue against that, saying that, hold on,
Who is also a digital mastery doing
doing
presentation.
that as well.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it's interesting, but I do think general intelligence goes beyond all of that. It is historical context. It is even gut feeling, by the way,
Yeah.
is something that actually matters. I don't think AI is going to have gut feeling anytime
No, I mean, at the moment, it's at the point of mimicry, right? It's
Yes, it
just
is,
regurgitating
100%.
and mimicking. And from a marketer's point of view, it is really helpful because, like I said, it cuts production time by half, but you still have to have human eyes on that.
Yeah.
You can't just let it loose.
Exactly right.
Because people are also very quick to see a fink. They can tell when something is authentic and not. So that authenticity, I still think, is going to be ruled by us. Fingers crossed.
Now, I think it will be for some time. I think general intelligence is, I think, a decade or two away, maybe, if we get there. But the experts will maybe argue against that particular
Yeah,
point.
maybe.
But I really think, once again, the impact for me is the education and the networking. You can go to university and have all the degrees in the world, but with double exponential growth in technology, what you're going to need more than anything else is understanding people, and then being able to understand the tools that allows you to get the message across succinctly in a manner in which you can be understood. Because that's the other thing. Verbosity is not something, and people, if you're like me and you've got a bit of ADHD, you drop off that wagon very quickly.
Yeah.
So you need to have a very good message that resonates. You need to be concise. You need to be clear. You need to be understood by your audience. And those are things I think human beings can still do better than anybody else.
Yeah.
Because they also have a gut when it comes to reading the room and being able to even pivot on that message.
Do you remember when Denzel Washington in that movie Philadelphia kept saying to him, "Why don't you explain it to me like I'm a 6-year-old?"
Yes.
And I love that because it's like actually good writing and good storytelling really comes from explaining something so clearly that a 6-year-old can explain it. And I think sometimes people's messaging just gets a little bit complicated, and they throw all these incredibly complicated words into these really like wriggly sounding posts, and you're like, huh? What is this about? So yeah, I think also, if I can add to that, keep it simple.
Absolutely right. I tend to go with like the 10-year-old. Because if I had to explain something like a 6-year-old, you go, see, this is a bus, and that is a yeah. But either way, I get the point. Sandra, in closing,
Yeah.
and I don't want this to come across as some marketing spiel, because it's not. We do these things because we genuinely want to connect people. We genuinely want to create access.
Yeah, give them access to the knowledge.
Exactly.
Yeah, to the trends that are happening, so that they can actually grow their business. Absolutely.
So then, in closing, Sandra, what is your message for CEOs out there? There are lots of CEOs and founders who watch the show. Everybody needs to upskill their staff. Everybody needs to be able to give themselves that edge. Why does Digital Mastery offer it?
Come to Digital Mastery because we've really curated this event to really pinpoint the exact pain points and knowledge, lack of knowledge that we have right now as digital marketers, as business owners in South Africa. And we've curated it's a full day full of masterclasses and panels and workshops and stuff like that, Well, after, when you leave, you will actually have things that you can use, that you can immediately implement, instead of going, oh my gosh, it's AI, what do we do? I think you will be able to do something.
I love that. I love that.
End. Yeah.
So how do people get hold of it? Now time for the shameless plug.
Well, shameless plug, ChatGPT, Digital Mastery tickets. It's on Quicket, and it's on the Innovation City website, innovationcity.co.za. You'll find it there under Digital Mastery.
Sandra Buckingham, always great chatting to you. I see you every day, but it's always great chatting to you. And that really is how I think you can empower your staff, how you can empower yourself, even if you're an individual thinking about starting a business. The one skill everybody needs is to how to succinctly communicate to people what you're doing and what the value is to them. And therein lies the impact. I'll see you on Innovate Africa next week.